What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about 16 different altcoins today. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I am playing the music for the intro. I will pause the music if you can hear it or you can't hear it. If it's too distracting, don't worry. It won't be playing for too long. I just noticed I left my daughter's dinner on the table there. Anyways, I'm going to go over the list right now. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content. 16 different coins. I'll leave a list in the description below with timestamps. If you don't see the timestamps, that's because I've yet to put them in there. So within an hour or so, I should be doing that. They should be there, but I will leave a list of the coins. And I'm going to go over it now. So let's do this. We've got 3 from last night on the live stream that I did not get to, which is actually pretty good. Only 3 for it's not bad. DOGEKILLER, XTZ, and OMI. All 3 of those are the first ones that we're going to do. Then we're going to talk about XDC for Benji the Third, Cat with Hat for Flower Child, ETC for Phanomen, Namecoin for MIDI Energy, Zen, Toncoin, and BSV for TMS Maug Amadou. I'm going to say Amadou. THETA ILV for Madeira SVK, so that's THETA and ILV. Compound for Ike H, Osaka Protocol for Matt Mac, One Earth for Troy Smith, and then ZKML for Marcos Izquierdo. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content. I will pause the music. And I just got to say, Marcos, I don't know what it is, man, but I feel like ZKML always comes toward the bottom of the list. I feel like when you do these requests, you're always doing it like right before the request day. So I want you to know I'm not placing you at the bottom of the list. I just do these in chronological order from when they get requested. So if you're like, why am I always at the end? It's just because you're one of the last people to request. You request nearest to the request day, where most of these requests were further, if that makes any sense. Anyways, guys, let's get started. We're not talking about Near first. Near was the one that we talked about yesterday. DOGEKILLER is the first one. Maybe it's a DEX coin. Let's see. Doge. My computer's lagging behind a little bit. I want to make sure I paused the music right. Yes, I did. Okay. So whoever requested DOGEKILLER, it's not a coin that I can do. So that one's checked off the box. XTZ is the next one. If you know who you are, I don't know who it was that requested it. I would have, if I wrote the name down, I would have. Whichever one you were talking about that's called DOGEKILLER, it's just not available to see on Dex Screener or TradingView. So if I'm just missing it, if there's something more that I need, please inform me. Unless you're referring to Shiba, which I don't know. Shiba's definitely not the DOGEKILLER. It's Doge's little biatch. Anyways, 75 cents on Tezos XTZ. That's what we're at now, bouncing off of the 786. It kind of looks like on a monthly basis you had like a triple bottom. On a weekly basis that probably goes away because you've got like all these other instances. But I like to bounce off the 786. I don't mind the fact that you bounced off your oversold zone like this. It does look nice having your higher lows still. I would anticipate that you're moving up, and you probably will break out at some point. Right? Let's just see. I mean, last time it took you this long to find your high. This time it took you that long, so maybe something in between, right? I doubt that you are going to move up, to your resistance points. Maybe you do by September. Maybe you do. But I doubt that it would take this long. I don't think it's going to be at the end of the year that you finally get up here. I would expect that by the end of the year, you do break out of this accumulation range and you probably move up to this $2.50 area. If not, at a minimum, $1.91 is what I would expect. And let's just look and see if these extensions match up with that. And then we'll look at the daily too, and then we'll be on our way. $2 there. So a little bit above $1.90 actually. So $2, $2.06, $2.86. Yeah, all that's fine. I think that makes sense to me. Somewhere up there by the end of the year. You're at the very beginning of it now. You're at 75.3 cents. Let's look at the daily and see. The daily doesn't look the best. I'll say that. I don't know. It kind of looks productive. It's neutral. It's weak. It definitely looks bearish overall. But relatively speaking, like this little bit, it kind of looks like it has hope. If you move down, it's okay. I don't think you'll move below this low, but you could move down to like 69.5 cents, 68 cents. However, if you hold this 382 as you have been doing, if you hold 74.6 cents, you don't close below it. I would think that you've found your low. You probably won't go lower than that, and you'll move up from here. Get this above the 50, start being productive, start closing multiple days above 78 cents, and I'll be convinced that you are in fact moving up. Yeah, the 4-hour and the daily both look bad though, so don't be surprised if you go down. 69.5 to 68 cents might be where you're headed to, and then up, and then up. But that's what we got for Tezos. OMI, OMI, on it's Ecomi. That's what it is. Ecomi. I've heard of this one. I don't know anything about it, but I've heard of it. Yeah, Gate.io is fine. Let's see, from a relative high to a relative low. 382 finding resistance, 069 finding support. Weekly RSI, not much to go off of there. Kind of looks weak, I will say. The daily looks somewhat productive yet neutral. Definitely neutral. You're probably just biding your time like the rest of the market is, right? Biding your time. You do have bullish divergence on the monthly, though it might have already played out, to be completely fair. Let's just call for a move right now. You're at about half a cent. Let's call for a move at 0.64 cents to potentially 0.85, 0.93 cents, somewhere in there. And let's see how you do with that range. Talk to me about this again when you're above 1.17 cents. Until then, you're just in this range. You get above this line, and I'll be convinced you're moving higher. But until then, you know, when is this going to happen? You know, I don't know. And it could slowly crawl its way up, you know, and then have a pop or something, and then consolidate, and then like who knows how it's going to look. But I do think that you found your low. I don't think that you're going to move lower. Yeah, I just don't know if you're moving up today, right? It's too neutral to say. It really is too neutral to say. So I stand by that. You know, really it's probably not worth talking about until you're above like 1.1 or 1.8 cents, whatever that area was. That's OMI. We're gonna talk about XDC now. XDC on KuCoin, sure, at 3 cents from the relative low to the relative high. And this is not the all-time history. I'm aware of that. You know, the all-time history I think would be. Oh, maybe it is. I think it's older than this, though. I'm pretty sure it is older than this. Which one would it be on Bitfinex? Is that, yeah? That's all. That's the all-time history. But we're just gonna use the relative stuff. I like your 786 support there. Weekly RSI looking fine. I guess it actually kind of looks weak. I keep saying it looks fine. It's like it's just my default, but then I'm like, actually, this looks pretty bad. It does look like you're at the low point that you would move up, but hopefully you can break above this 50 area, right, and actually sustain up above that. If not, you're still in this downtrend, and that could imply lower prices. But relatively speaking, I do think you're going to move up, which would then imply from a high to a low, you might see prices at about 3.7 cents, 5 cents, maybe as high as 6 cents. But you would need to get above 5.92 cents and stay above there if you want to convince me that you're getting ready to move higher. Like higher as in like around a cent, above a cent, maybe even up to 2 cents or so. And I'm not convinced. The weekly RSI looks bad right now, but I am rather convinced that you're at your low. I do believe that. I think that you have found your low. Yeah, I wouldn't expect, if you do go lower, I wouldn't expect that you go too much below like 2.4 cents. Daily RSI does look somewhat productive, actually. You've got hidden bullish divergence going on. Yeah, so I think you do move up from here. Let's just see. I think the next area to really interact with is 3.62 cents. Let's see how you do with that, and then we can talk about you moving up. We'll keep an eye on this one, Benji. I'd say it's probably not worth talking about. You know, you can request it if you want to, but it's probably not worth talking about until you're above like 3.62 cents XDC. Cat with hat for Flower Child. Cat, what is it? Is it CWIF? I don't know. Cat with hat, yeah, I think so. 2 months, volume 85K. Yep, I think this is the one. Had a little pop recently, a little bit of life. There you go. Probably with Pop Cat and, you know, some of these cat-based meme coins just popping off over the past like week or two. High to low, hit your 382. Now you're looking to find support at the 236. You don't want to get too much separation from here. If you do, it's okay. But if you can hold this area, I'm okay with you closing below it because you're a meme coin with low liquidity. I'm okay with this. But if you can hold this area, you stand a chance of moving up to about 5017. You're at 6097 right now. So that'd be a nice little pop right there of about, from the current price of about like 78, 75% of a pump, maybe 80% of a pump, something like that, right? So hold this area. If not, you do run the risk of forming a higher low, which is still fine, but probably going down to 6 zeros, 825, maybe even all the way down to 6 zeros, 6. Yeah, and you're at 6097 now. So significant drops either way. If you hold this area, I think you're fine. It'd be really nice to get back above that 501 area today specifically. It'd be nice to do that. So hopefully you do that. But let's look at the RSI real quick. I didn't want to put it on there. I hate having to add it on anytime that I do these DEX screener coins, but kind of need it at times. And it looks like you want to go down. It does look like you want to go down more. And you could go down more and still be fine. Yeah, the 1 hour is not looking too hot either. I bet you do. You might move down just a little bit more and still close this day green though. So we'll see. If you do move down though, you know, again, I would think 6 zeros, 825, 606, somewhere in that area is where you're going to go. I'm in favor of the higher numbers, but it, you know, it absolutely could go lower. It wouldn't be crazy if you held support at your 0.5 either. Just worth mentioning at 6092 because that is correlating with this daily close right there. So, and I'll just kind of get rid of that. You know, this daily close is at 6092. So if you hold that area, that wouldn't be crazy. Then that kind of makes sense because the 1 hour looks like it wants to go a little bit lower. The 4 hour, it could go more than just a little bit lower, but if it went just a little bit lower, I think that'd be fine bouncing off your oversold. You don't even need to hit your oversold zone. All right, so yeah. A little bit lower, if not a lot lower, but definitely I don't think that it's going to see a lower low before forming a higher high. It just depends on what it wants to do. If you want to start moving up again, the area, maybe I shouldn't use that fib if you're going to move lower if we're anticipating that. The area that you would need to see give way above, right? You'd want to start closing above 501017. Close above there, and then I'm convinced you're moving higher. Really, I guess 501135. But this is your first step, right, to getting excited. But then I guess that's your last boss for the time being. Anyways, that's cat with hat. Let's talk about ETC for Phenoman. Yeah, we'll do it on Coinbase. Ethereum Classic. I think I remember doing this yesterday. It looks like it wants to go down. You've got this that's not what I meant to do. This not so exciting looking RSI, right? With ETC, you don't need to see your oversold zone, right? You can find support and move up without seeing your oversold zone, but it's not crazy to get close to that. I mean, you've already done that, to be fair, but just the way it's postured, I wouldn't be surprised if you moved lower. If we take the relative low here to the relative high here, you're at your 61869 area, so you might not go lower than this low here. You could, and it's okay, but you might go lower than this price, right, and continue to see your RSI come down a little bit, something like that. Oh, maybe not like that, but see it come down. You can close your weekly RSI or your weekly price below this close, but still not see a low that's lower than the wick there. So maybe some kind of double bottom is to be called for. The daily RSI looks like it wants to go lower too. So I'm going to call for, you at $22.33. I'm going to call for prices at least down to about $19.50. I don't think you go lower than that. So around, let's just say around like $20 to $19, something like that. I expect you to go. Let's look at the 4 hour before we move on. Yeah, I think you're moving down. That's ETC. Namecoin. Is it Name? What is Namecoin? Is it NMC? Because Namecoin is old, right? NMC. It's like one of the first altcoins, if not the first altcoin. I forget. CoinX. Let me make sure, because I want to make sure I'm getting the right one. Namecoin. Yeah, NMC, so it is that one, okay. If we do all-time history, it goes all the way back to, 2013, I thought so, yeah. One of the first altcoins, but we don't have that available history, do we? Only CoinX, so that's what we're getting. That's what we're going to do. So, yeah. I think Namecoin's a dead project. I don't know much about what's going on with it now, but I think it's a dead project. I think it's irrelevant as far as I know. Nice weekly looking RSI though. It looks like you want to have a pop. You might have already had it with that wick though. Technically, you do have hidden bearish divergence at the moment. Daily RSI looks strong though. I would anticipate that you move up. Really, I think you broke out of this like pattern here, right? That's what this move is right here. This is your breakout. So yeah, you might have higher stuff together. This could have been just like a pre-telling of what's to come. High to low here. It kind of looks like an Adam and Eve, right? Like kind of Adam and then Eve. It kind of does actually. Bullish signal. Respecting your fibs really well, actually. Yeah, man. Namecoin's at 48 cents. It might be on its way to like 86 cents, 70 cents. I think it is, honestly. As far as like when will it happen, I mean, it could be months, it could be weeks. There's no market cap, so I don't know. Fully diluted valuation is $10 million, so it's a very low cap coin. You probably would not be able to get into this or out of this very easily. Certainly not at the current prices. Maybe if you have low liquidity or low liquidity yourself. If you're not putting a lot in it. Maybe it comes down a little bit first. It's kind of already done that though. I think ultimately I feel confident with saying it's going to move up to 70.6 cents, 86.8 cents. Beyond that, sure, I think it could, but let's just see how it does with that first. I mean, it wouldn't be crazy if it did move beyond that, you know. I don't know what high to take. Maybe this most relative high. Yeah, you've got targets above $1.50 even, and then beyond that even if you hit your extensions. So, but first let's just start with 70 to 86, 87 cents, something like that for Namecoin, and then Zen is the next one. ZEN, Horizon. We talked about this one last night actually on the live stream. It looks like it wants to move down. Oh wow! I thought I was bullish on it yesterday. Maybe I was calling for it to move down. I don't remember. Let's see. I guess you'd have to check the live stream. Yeah, okay. I bet I was bearish, probably down to like 920, unless this drop happened recently. Ooh, it did happen recently. Hoo-hoo. Yeah, I don't know, man. Looks like you're moving down to 920. That doesn't matter. You know, it's okay if you broke this 0.5. I'm not worried about it. It's very common to go from your 618, 69 area like this down to your 0.5 imbalance, or it's also even more common to go to your 382 imbalance. So, you know, you got previous areas of resistance here, previous areas of support there, right on that 382. So I bet you do hold 920, 915, somewhere in that area. You're going to move down a little bit more and then probably have a nice little pop, because that's actually very constructive fib behavior, going from your 618 to your 382. As long as you hold this area, it's very constructive. You'd see a nice pop up probably to your 1450 to 1630 area. You're at 955 going down to about 910, 920, 915, 920, something like that. And then really once you get up there, actually, you might be looking to break out of this accumulation phase that you've been in for a very long time. We could talk about larger moves. But let's just see how you do first with that $16 area. Once it comes to that, I don't know if it's worth talking about Zen until you're above $16, because really it's just going to be consolidating until then, moving down, moving up, moving sideways, doing whatever. I think soon you will be breaking out. I think soon Zen will see some upside, but soon could be 2 months from now. You know what I mean? That's Zen. Toncoin. Toncoin, low to high, looking like it wants to move down. Yeah, I feel like that sounds right. At least down to like $5.06, but probably you stand a decent chance to move all the way below $3. If not, you could hold this 373 area. I like that on a fib perspective. I don't like it on a price perspective, because where's the significance? There's no significance here. Is there another chart that might have better or more historical data? Okay, there we go. Let's use that. Let's use this. What was I doing on KuCoin? Here we go. It might make more sense now. Let's see. Kind of, not really, but you do have price action that exists here. I just wonder for funsies. Let's just see if we've got this here. Come on, load up. You can do it. I have faith in you. Don't let me down. It's letting me. Oh, it's because we have no volume. Duh. Right. So never mind. Anyways, it's irrelevant. Whatever. Low to high. I kind of like that 287 area, man. I kind of do. Let me look at this relative low real quick. Low of this range to the high here. Yeah, I would say between $4.70 and $5, you stand a chance. If not, 370 to 280, 290, that's probably where you're going to go. But probably down, yes. Weekly RSI looks like it wants to go down. Daily RSI looks like it sucks. So yeah, down, you're going to go down, and that's okay. You know, things take their turns moving up. Things take their turns moving down. Your 4-hour does have hidden bearish divergence on it right now. You're getting hot without any progress, right? You're showing strength without actually showing strength. So I don't know if that makes sense, but I mean what I said. You do have some kind of like, it almost looks like an ascending triangle almost. If you break out of this bullishly, if you go up, cool, maybe a little bit, but then down. I definitely do believe this will move down. So that's Toncoin. How long will it take? I don't know. It's probably not going to do anything exciting anytime soon other than move down. I don't think it's done for the cycle. It's just it had its fun in the sun, right? And now it's chilling. So that's okay. BSV. BSV, man, all the Bitcoin forks are making a name for themselves over the past few days, haven't they? BSV had a little bit of a reach. What did Bitcoin Cash do? Not as dramatic. It dropped 1.5%, where BSV dropped actually about the same. I mean, from its high it dropped more, but actually about the same. And then today it's down 2%, where Bitcoin Cash is neutral. How much did it pump? You know, let's just see. I'm curious. This is for me, you guys. Low to high, 32.3%. I'm sure BSV pumped more. 32.3. It's pretty close, but yeah, 41.46. Not a surprise there. Anyways, BSV. Looking good, looking strong. Inverse head and shoulders pattern definitely had a breakout. Absolutely it did. I don't know if this fib is relevant. I don't think you're going to move down here. It wouldn't surprise me if you held that $49 area. Let's look at this more relative fib. This might be more foretelling. You know, really, we probably don't even need the fibs. I bet you come back and you test $48, $48 to $49, somewhere in that range, low to high, right at your 0.5. Yeah, it could happen. Maybe you hold $50, but I wouldn't be surprised. Let's just say $48 to $50. You're at 51 now, so if you move a little bit lower, that's okay. Inevitably, I do think you're moving higher. Your 4-hour RSI, it looks good. It looks fine. It kind of looks like it wants to roll over. 1 hour suggests that you would go lower, and you've got this flat base. You kind of have a, what do they call that? I keep saying unorthodox, but it's like a complicated, I forget what the word is, but it's an unconventional head and shoulders pattern almost. I would think you want to move lower, right? $48 to $50 sounds about right to me. But inevitably, yes, I do think BSV wants to move up higher. From a high point here to a low point there, 382. I don't think you go to your 236. I don't see that happening. But inevitably, let's just see from your inverse head and shoulders here. That'd take you right up to your 618. So yeah, $74, $82 is on the horizon for this thing. Probably over the coming weeks, coming days, right? I would bet sometime in August it'll be up there, and maybe even more. Maybe more. Your extensions would point at 183 to 295. Let's see if that lines up with any other like kind of larger extensions that you have here from a high to a low. Man, I had so many friends last cycle who were trying to get me to buy BSV, and I was like, guys, it's gonna dump. And this was, you know, I didn't think the rest of the market or like Bitcoin Cash and them would dump around the same time, but they did. And there were plenty of coins that went on until November with Bitcoin, but man, they were trying to get me into this. And I'm like, I'm not buying fake Toshi's coin, bro. But 183, no hate to the BSV people. I know it's not fake Toshi's coin anymore. I mean, it kind of is, but it kind of isn't, right? But I know. I don't intend to or mean to throw hate at the BSV people, man. I think we can all come together and just assume or just rightfully say that BSV and Bitcoin Cash are probably better in several senses than BTC is itself. I don't see BSV becoming anything serious. I think it will fizzle out in time. You guys will find your way back to the BCH gang, but I don't see anybody from BCH, and I certainly don't see anybody from BTC hoveling over to the BSV side. But but whatever. In the meantime, I do think it has a chance to make some cash. And you've got targets, your 1272 lining up with that 69 at about 183 there. 1618 kind of up with this 886, which I do think is significant at about 295. It also lines up very well with these weekly or monthly closing highs. Your 2618 lining up with the 1272 all the way up at $1,160, $70. Yeah, it's some significance going on for some new all-time highs. That might be where you're headed ultimately by the end of the cycle, maybe even more. You're at $51 now. But yes, down a little bit, $50, $48. If you don't move down, cool, whatever. You don't have to. You're in the middle of a breakout move right now. It's very common to pull back to your breakout zone before running higher. It's very common, but you don't have to. You absolutely could move higher. But based on the 4 hour, based on the 1 hour, and what I would expect it to do to the 4 hour over the coming day, I would expect that you do move lower, but just a little bit. Anyways, I spent way too much time on that one. Theta on Binance. Let's do BTC maybe. Or USD, sorry. USDT, damn, come on. Theta. Let's get something with more historical data. Nope, that's not the one. Maybe we will use USD. I just want to be sure that that's the right low to use. Yeah, okay, cool. So we can. $1.39, $1.40 right now from the low point to the high point. I don't know. I don't like the weekly RSI. I don't like the monthly RSI either. I don't like this rejection off your 236, off of your support zone up here. I don't like that. But it's not condemning. It just sets you up. Oh, hey, there you go. There's a little bit of hope there. 618 support. Previous areas in price support as well. Hang on now. I might like it more than I was giving it credit for. You actually might be right at the point. Like I feel confident that's your low. Even if you move down from here, I don't think you go below that low. I think you're about to pop up and move up again, actually. I would love to see you get above $3.82. Get above there. I don't mean that's going to happen like that. I mean, it could. It looks like you like to move up fast, or at least recently you did. But when you do get above 382, that would definitely solidify the idea that you move higher, potentially even to new all-time highs. Let's look at your daily. Let's look at your daily RSI. The daily and the weekly both would suggest you go lower. You kind of have this really perfect looking inverse head and shoulders though. So I'm gonna say don't move below $1.33. Right? You can go lower, that's okay, but don't move below there. And really you want to start moving up. You want to get above $1.66. You want to break out. You'll have this breakout of your inverse head and shoulders pattern, right? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder here. You want to break out, so don't give too much ground. It's okay if you move down a little bit, but don't give too much ground. I don't like your 4 hour daily or your weekly RSI, but that doesn't mean it can't turn around from here. So, and to be fair, right, if you look at your weekly RSI, you did find support here, right above your oversold zone. You did interact with your oversold zone, to be completely fair though, but I don't know. It's not often that I make this call, but I don't know if you're going to see your oversold zone. I think you are going to move up from here. Prove me wrong though, and make a move below $1.33, and then absolutely you are going lower than this low. And where would you go? I mean, probably at least down to like 96 cents, 90 cents itself. So that's theta. I have hope that is moving up though. I'm actually more bullish on it than I initially sounded. ILV, Illuvium. Illuvium is an interesting looking chart. Let's see if we've got more historical data. Absolutely, we do. There's a lot more. Maybe a better looking chart. I think that's fine. I think that's fine. High to low. Nice. I think that is your low. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. You look good. Your weekly RSI looks not good, but I think you're positioned to do well, actually. I don't like your daily RSI as much, but still, being at the oversold zone, if you bounce from here, that could look good as well. And you've just been in it, so you really could bounce from here. I want to see your low to high, relatively speaking. 61869, bro. This could be it right here. You might be moving up like today, tomorrow, the next days, the weeks to come. Look at your 4 hour. Oh, please. It looks so bad, though. You do have bullish divergence though. Hey, to be fair, you actually do with last 4 hours close, and this one too, you will have bullish divergence confirmed. Hey, nice. And if you move up just enough, maybe not for a higher high, but just enough to break this downtrend in your 4 hour, that could start the beginning of it. Like I'm calling it, man. I think you're at your low right now. I think you're moving up. I do. I think so. Where is up? Where would it make sense to go to? From a high to a low, relatively speaking, I think $103 to $113, potentially $142 is on the table. You break above 142, we're looking at 222, 334, higher than that even, potentially like literally as high as 480s, maybe even 670s, 680s itself. So yeah, but that all starts with breaking 142, and that starts with getting above 103 and 112, or 113. But I think you find resistance there probably. You might do something like this where you move up to that 112 or 103, 113 area, come back, find support, move up, right? You could do something like that. Maybe it happens quicker than that. Maybe it doesn't happen like that at all. But if you just shoot through that, cool. But really, the area that you want to break is 142. You break above that, and you're going places. You're definitely going places, and it doesn't have to stop there. I really wouldn't be surprised if you actually went to your 1886 2272 zone, which is 456 716. But again, after you break 142. Anyways, yeah, I think you're not going to go too much lower. If you go lower at all, it's going to be very insignificant. You've got a lot of upside, I think. If I'm wrong, well, if I'm wrong on this one, close below $51.85. Close below there, and you might be in some real trouble. Your last line of defense is $44.84. If you close that, then you really are in trouble. But 51.85. If you close below that, it's 44.85. You close below that, it's death, absolute death. ILV. But I don't think it's going to go down there. I think you're going to flip bullishly. I think you're about to see a turn of tides here. Compound, being boring. I am planning on making a video tomorrow on Compound, a more in-depth video about the governance issues, whatever, that have happened. I'm not totally aware of the situation. I meant to look into it today, but I have not had time. Maybe I had time and I just didn't use it wisely. But tomorrow I'll have a more in-depth video on that. I know Ike H, you weren't the one to request that, but there's a couple people that have mentioned it, and I do intend to talk about it for any of you that are watching this right now. But for now, we're just going to do the general price analysis, right? Up 10% this week, 10.76%. That's nice. Whatever the issue was, it doesn't seem to have been that big of a deal. Look at that. A lot of volume coming in on this move up. Hey. It's not a significant move, to be completely fair. High to low. I'm assuming whatever happened might be more bullish than meets the eye, man. 60, it's kind of funny how sometimes you dump on good news and you pump on bad news. $60.40, $74, $79, those are the next target areas. Let's see how you do with $60.40. You break above that, there's hope really that we could finally be getting this party started, but things are not, Compound's not going to be exciting until we get like above $95, you guys. Until we're above there, which that's a solid bit away. We're at $52.60 right now. But it's not going to get exciting until then. It really won't. And as exciting as that might be, when we break above $90, you guys, prices to $230, $300, even $600 are on the line. So until then, we're just waiting. We're patiently waiting. You know I'll be waiting. BSV. Nope. No. We already talked about BSV. OSAK. Yep, there we go. Osaka Protocol. I don't know anything about this coin. I love saying that. I love being like, I don't know anything about this project, and then having the hyenas in the comments telling me, so you're saying that you don't know anything about this project, yet you're calling for it to go down. It's only when I call for it to go down. If I say I don't know anything about the project, but I'm calling for it to go up, it's not a waste of people's time. But when I'm calling for whoever these hyenas projects are to go down, that's when they have a problem with me. That's when they're like, thank you for wasting everybody's time. They make some kind of like just ignorant comment like that because they clearly don't understand TA. If you think that you need to know the fundamentals behind something to do good technical analysis on it, then you're wrong. Don't get me wrong. Fundamentals paired with TA gives you a better understanding of the dynamics of things, especially over a long run. But you know, that's not the point of TA. In fact, if you mix TA with like the media and stuff that you like read in the news, more often than not, you're going to screw yourself. Actually, having an underlying fundamental assessment of things is good, right? To get an idea if it's right for you to invest in. But for day-to-day price action, it's more or less irrelevant because the fundamentals don't change. The price action changes all the time. That's why you don't need to know about the fundamentals. Osaka protocol. I don't know what to think about you. I don't know if that's the right fit. That looks somewhat respected, right? Maybe I need an extension. Let's do that. Let's get an extension on here. High to low. Chilling at your 1618, bro. Wow. This could be a bull flag and a half right here, you guys. If it is a bull flag, let's keep it simple. Look at that, bro. Right up to your 2-2. That would be where you'd go too, right? You hold like that would absolutely be where you would go. You're at 6027 right now. Price target's at 501545. That's going to happen soon. Like not just by the end of this year, but maybe by the end of September, if not sometime in October. And I suppose it could take longer than that. It depends on how long you consolidate for, but I think this thing looks like it's about to rip, bro. Your volume's done. Yeah, this could be the winner for tonight, man. I don't normally like calling for that on consolidating ones, but man, it looks like it's about to rip. Rip. Yeah, buddy. That's not bad. And you don't have to stop there. You could go higher. That is where your measure move is, coincidentally. I don't know. I like it. Maybe you go all the way up to 5022. 50154, 50222. Somewhere around there. I like it. I think you're going to. I don't think we need to overcomplicate this with anything else. I think you're moving up. Yeah, dude, it's about to happen. It's like really any week now, any day now, and you're probably going to see a nice move, like literally a repeat maneuver of this. It might take longer. It might take twice as long. But hey, when we're talking about a move that's 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks long, 8 weeks long to move up like 6x, hey, or more, it's no time at all, man. It's really no time at all. It looks really good. I think it does look really good. I think it wants to move up soon, but it could consolidate. Don't be discouraged if it moves down from here immediately. Don't be discouraged if it's 3 weeks from now and it still hasn't done anything. It will. It's just depends on when. When is not so easy to guess, but soon. I feel comfortable saying soon. Let's talk about One Earth for Troy Smith. Nope, that's not what we were trying to do there. One Earth. Earth Fund, baby. It looks like it's a low liquidity altcoin. High to low. Come on now. I don't hate it. I mean, I don't like it. I wouldn't put my money in this, but I mean, it can do well. It absolutely can do well. You're getting some volume down here, but it's been dead, non-existent, like all cycle. And then finally the bull cycle starts and you dumped. What are you doing? Now you're getting some life in you, though. I don't like your weekly RSI at all. I don't really like your day. I don't know what to make of this thing. I would stay away from it. Let's just see if there's something better to go off of with this. Yeah, nope. It's only on gate.io. It could be. It really could do well. You never know with things like this, but I mean, let's pretend like this is the low, and I feel somewhat comfortable calling for that. Yeah, I feel somewhat comfortable calling for that. Let's just pretend that's the low, okay? From your current price, your next target could be at 20138, 20185, I think that is, 186, something like that, right? What would that be? 185. Somewhere in this area, that's anything from like a 300% growth to a 430% growth, 420% growth. Much past that, I don't know yet, right? It would make sense to go here because that's your golden ratio right there. It's also at an area that you found support on before, right? And even resistance for a time and support before. So checking back with that and then going lower might be in your destiny. But that doesn't mean you can't pump up a little bit. Such low liquidity though. Let's pretend you had $10,000 in this thing, right? You probably, if you put $10,000 in this thing right now, you'd probably pump the price. If you tried to sell $10,000 worth up here, you probably wouldn't be able to. There wouldn't be enough liquidity. So don't use serious money for this thing. If you want to use some screw it money and have some fun, go for it. But I don't know. You know, and could it go beyond that? Could I be not bullish enough on it? Could it literally see new all-time highs? It's possible. It's absolutely possible. This thing could be the next 100x, multi-100x, 1000x coin. It really could. I don't know enough about it to make that call, right? That's where fundamentals might come into play more. But for now, let's just focus on that 2015133 area. Yeah, one Earth. And when will that happen? I don't know, man. It could be months, it could be weeks, it could be days. It really, you know. But when it happens, it'll probably be very swift. Would be my best guess. ZKML for Marcos Izquierdo being so patient at the end here. Marcos, you said that it's not looking good, which means that I gave you a win last time, and it was undeserved. Apparently, sir. It's moving down. Let's see. I forget when I talked. I think it was this day, maybe, that I talked about it. Right? Might have been right at the damn top there. Bearish divergence, yeah. Damn, buddy. It's going to zero. No, it's fine. I think it's totally fine. What you're doing right now is, you know, you found resistance in your 618 area. You've got your bearish divergence formed. You've already actually fulfilled the bearish divergence. I think you look fine. If you can close the day green, if you can get back above this 60, that'd look really well. And I would think that, you know, you're at 24.6 cents now. Those same targets that I was calling for earlier, up to like 43.2 cents, 58.2 cents, they're still on the table. Absolutely they are. And it probably happens very quick. It probably does happen very quick. I almost want to be tempted to give this one the win again because I do think it's going to move up the fastest. 4 hour doesn't look the best, but at the same time, you're holding that 40. It depends on what you do today. I'd like Marcos, if you could request this one so we can talk about it again in 2 days from now, just go ahead and do that again, man, because I would like to see what it does 2 days from now. If it keeps going down, okay, we can have a different conversation. You're probably, I mean, unless 2 days from now it's already at 18.3 cents, maybe 13.1 cents. Those would be your target areas if you were to move down. But if 2 days from now you're up above this high, well, those target areas are where you're talking about. And I mean, you don't even have to be above this high, as long as you're above the 60 here on the RSI. I like this too, because you're finding support right now is what it looks like on previous areas of resistance. I don't know. Time will tell. I got a good feeling though, but I could be wrong. Good feelings aren't always the best. With that, no offense, Marcos, but I think we're going to give the win to Osaka Protocol. Mr. Matt Mack, congratulations, you're the winner for tonight. It does to me look, it's the one out of all of them that kind of stood out that I feel the most comfortable putting my money in. I do like the idea of XDC. I think it'll have a nice pop any day, any week now as well. And it's been butchered over the past like half year. But I feel most or more confident in Osaka. Compound too, man. It's gonna be any day, any week now, man. It's gonna happen. Maybe any month is probably a better term for that. But BSV too, you know, to be completely fair. But the winner tonight, absolutely Osaka. And I'm gonna end the video on that note. So hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more. Congratulations, Mr. Matt Mack, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye bye.